Do you support adopting a new income tax for public safety?
The income tax that you're talking about, we've looked at a little bit, but the downside, so let me back up. I do support anything that is for local control. Anytime that the local municipality has an option to control its own destiny through revenues and through access and through things that it does, I support that. In this case, I would not support the way that this is set up because many times in the legislature, you're making sausage and it looks like a good idea, but there are all these little strings that are attached. In this case, part of what happens is that you have the income stream that is filtered through certain things. In this case, the COLA formula. And Fishers is negatively affected by the COLA formula. So I think if the legislature would like to have a municipality, in this case Fishers, and this type of tax, give us the ability to do it, but don't put strings on it. So to answer your question, I am for local control for things, which this is, but don't have extra strings. And in this case, the extra strings would create be not supported.
All right, thank you. Are there any other candidates that wish to respond to that question or have additional comments? All right, well, thank you very much.
Do you support giving union control to municipal government employees?
Make sure I understand the question. Do I support giving union contracts to municipal employees? Is that the gist of it?
Yes.
Okay. All right. No, I do not. For a whole variety of reasons. I think it was demonstrated in Wisconsin earlier this year what the impact of union contracts are on local governments as well as state government. If you have union contracts for any type of unit of government, what you have is if you have a recession, like we just went through in the last 2 or 3 years, and everybody's revenues go down, not just the towns or anybody else's, but the federal government, the state government, every city and town across the country. Unions are not willing to give up on their contracts. They say, we have a contract and we want to live by it. And so if the general population, the private sector, if those folks' salaries are going down or negatively impacted because of the recession, why shouldn't government employees share the same burden? And so from that sense, having fair salary ordinances, which we have, all of our employees are paid competitively, comparing to our peers, whether it's Noblesville, Carmel, around the metro area. If you average them out, we have a very competitive wage, both in terms of salary and benefits. And so it's unnecessary from that perspective as well. So a union contract is a recipe for higher property taxes, and also it's a recipe for the adoption of another tax in order to pay for it, like the Lowit tax. The local option income tax, which would be dedicated to police and fire in order to fund those types of contracts, would be very detrimental to the taxpayers as a whole. So I guess the answer to the question is no, I'm not supportive of that concept.
Are there any other candidates that wish to respond or have additional comments? You guys have other plans tonight. All right.
Can we challenge individuals to answer some questions like that, or is that just purely they have to volunteer to do that?
It's set up as a volunteer basis. You can challenge them, I guess, if you want. It's voluntary. The next question is directed to Pete Peterson.
All right. What will the town council do to ensure major projects such as airport relocation, 96th Street in Allisonville, and the State Road 37 water park are finished?
Repeat question, please.
What will the town council do to ensure that major projects such as airport relocation, 96th in Allisonville, and the State Road 37 water park are finished?
I think that those are great questions. I think it goes back to my opening remarks as it relates to vision for the town. I think it becomes paramount importance that the citizens of the town get involved with the way you guys want Fishers to look. What do you want this town to look like? What do you want the vision to be? Where do you want the development to come from? What kind of development do you want? Again, the council are part-time legislators. We all have full-time jobs. My job is in finance and banking. I've got lawyers up here, I've got scientists up here. We're part-time legislators. What this town needs is a full-time economic development department. People who dedicate every day of their lives to bringing economic development to the town. And one of the things I think that we're not utilizing effectively enough for the corridors that you're speaking about, there has been development there. Okay, I've agreed with some, I haven't agreed with others. But I do believe that we have the people in the town, the business leaders in the town, that can bring the development to those places that really will scope the vision that you, the citizens, want to have. And again, I think it starts in one place. Number one, define a vision. Number two, get an economic development plan that you can find, publish, and put out publicly. Without that, you're not going to have a roadmap to success for the town.
The Allisonville Road, 96th Street. The town partners there to improve the intersection well beyond this. We've already done the planning. We let the first bonds on that just this week. And the road improved to that intersection and all of the infrastructure around that will make it right for that development to continue. Private development will take its time when the economic conditions turn for it. What the town can do is always ensure that those facilities are ready for the shovels to be turned when the economy creates itself. It is inappropriate for us to use our tax dollars to start those projects and to pay developers to start a business and sustain a business that can only be upheld with continued tax dollars. If a business can't sustain itself, the taxpayer shouldn't subsidize it.
The three developments were 96 Allisonville and 131st Street, and what was the other one?
They were
The airport
relocation, 96th Street and Allisonville Road, and the State Road 37 Waterville.
All right, thank you. To piggyback on what Stuart just indicated, at Fisher's Marketplace, 131st, 37, that's went through a master planning process. There is a very detailed master plan vision of that document. It's available on the town's website. Anyone here, we can go look at the town council minutes dealing with that, and you can go look at that vision. It's very detailed, it's a great vision for that 100-acre development. It's open to the public, and anybody can go look at it. At River Place at 96th Street in Allisonville, again, we have another great vision that's already in place and been adopted. It's available on the internet. Please go look at it. Anybody who takes time, you actually can look at that. For the airport, we've tried for years to try to get the airport authority to sell the property. We don't control it. We've been trying to get them to sell it so we can redevelop it. So until they are willing to sell it, we can't redevelop it.
Hold on just a second, Monty.
I want to build on a couple other things. We've got 342 employees in the town of Fishers. I said this last night. 342 employees in the town of Fishers, and one of them is totally dedicated to economic development. His name's not Clark Kent. It's Mike Booth. Okay? We do have a very low municipal tax rate, but within that spending, we have one guy dedicated to economic development. One. Noblesville's got three. We need to invest and be proactive at bringing business. Yes, we need roads. Yes, we need infrastructure. But we need to get out and find the people that want to come. Other people are doing it, and if we don't, we'll fall behind.
I feel like Monty's absolutely right that, I guess, piggyback on kind of what he said, the type of development that we need and commit towards, we can call anything, great development. The kind of development that we need is high-paying, professional industries, insurance of the like. And I think that a lot of the growth that we've seen and a lot of the development that we've seen has been via strip malls, which I have absolutely great respect for. And we've grown, like I mentioned earlier. But we can't imagine that minimum wage jobs are going to be beneficial enough to continue to float our economy, fix our plight. And we need to focus as well, and I think this isn't being brought up as much, on job retention. We lost USA Funds, lost Charles Schwab. There needs to be a proactive unit even keeping jobs in Fishers, because I think that's just as important as getting them in.
I guess as Parker was just talking, I took the opportunity to pull out our Development Department annual report from last year, where there's page upon page upon page of commercial improvement location permits filed. Again, all on our website, it's publicly accessible if anybody would like to look at it. Over the course of the last 10 years, we've had close to $1 billion of assessed value of new commercial projects and thousands and thousands of jobs created, not all within certain malls. Obviously, we have quite a few great anchor commercial tenants within the town, Roche, Alliant. We go through dozens of very strong corporate partners within the town. So I guess I just want to combat the misperception that there is no commercial activity going on within the town. I think anybody probably driving around intuitively would know that, but there is a very detailed development department program on our website if anybody would like to look at it.
Anyone else? That was a good one. Our next question is directed to Renee Cox.